Welcome here to another episode of Auto Challenges. Here's episode number 4, where we're comparing the, what's your car, Blade or Summer?
Triumph TR6
against the Ferrari 458 Italia. And we have our new segment of the show where we each take 1 minute to tell about one car that is either coming up or has already been released, and we have 1 minute to tell about it. And the Blade or Summer has picked the Subaru Crosstrek, which I believe you were interested in buying one before, right?
Yes, I am. This car is really cool. You take a look at the picture there. It's a good-looking car. Basically, it's built on the Impreza platform, but it does have the lift kit getting 8.9 inches of clearance, so you can kind of take it off-road, do a lot of fun stuff with it. It's got great fuel economy. You know, it's getting up to 33 miles to the gallon on the highway. So you can, save a little on gas, and you can get to go somewhere where you can have some fun, do some hiking, biking, kayaking, do all that good stuff, and it looks really good. The black with the black rims looks really, really good. They always show the orange. I think the black or the white come out really, really nice. Look good, very durable. They can go over some rough roads. You get through snow, mud. Nowadays, it's really just an all-around fun car. It's a little bit rougher ride, but if you want that off-road type of a capability, yeah, you're gonna be okay with it not riding as smooth as the regular Impreza or some other, sedans or, having the 5-door type things. So, but it's a good car, and plus it has Subaru reliability, Subaru quality, about as good as it gets.
Okay, now I just want to say something about this car too, because this car does look really awesome. Especially in the orange. I think the orange looks the best of all the cars, of the Crosstrek that you can get. And now, it's my turn to tell about the car that I have picked. Hold on. Where was the picture? Oh, it's gone. Oh, hold on. It's right here. This is the one that I've picked. And this is the Bugatti Super Veyron. You've heard of the Bugatti Veyron and the Bugatti Veyron Supersport, which were both the world's fastest cars. And now Bugatti is replacing them both with this, which can go about 288 miles an hour, is what it's expected to do when they release it later this year. And it's, of course, as you can see, it's similar to what the other Veyrons look like, but it's also more aerodynamic than the other Veyrons before. And what's special about it is that it can go from 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds, which is pretty fast for any car. That is the fastest of any car that we've ever mentioned on the show also. It's faster than the Huayra. It's faster than any Bugatti before. And it's going to be epic. Blade, tell me, you got anything to say about this car?
Fast
and
expensive.
Yes. How the Blade or Summer had said that the car that he had picked, the Crosstrek, was good for fuel economy. This is the exact opposite. It's not good. The Veyron, the Supersport Veyron, if you went top speed, your tires would go every 30 minutes. You would need to get new tires, which is impressive. And now we're going to head to the main part of the show. And this is the part where me and the Blade or Summer aren't talking about cars so much in a way of, I like the car that you picked. Now is the main part of the show where we say, the car that I picked is better than yours. So Blade or Summer, tell about your Triumph.
Well, Triumph TR6, great looking car. You gotta love it. You really, 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 really have to love this bad boy. Look at that car. You have to like how nice that thing is. Okay, nice sports car, 2-seater, convertible. Oh man, it's a very, very nice car. It was kind of like my favorite car when I was a kid. It was really, really, really good. It was really the fun part about it. It's sure there's some other cars out there that can go faster. And you can go out and find some cars that get even better mileage, but That car is so fun, and such a great drive. You go into the country, it's just pure enjoyment. It's just pure enjoyment. You can go in and just go through the countryside, top down, cool day, and you have your favorite girl with you, and you can just go and have some good time, go on a picnic. That's what it's all about. It's not about breaking some world speed record. It's not about doing some crazy thing. It's all about just having just that great fun. It's an English car, so you have that kind of sensibility from England out there, and you can imagine just driving on that English countryside. You're going out there, you see the sheep, you see the hills, the green grass, the mountains, all that fun stuff. Well, going into London, it's sure all that fun stuff, but that's what it's all about. And I think that's just the real image of what the TR6 is all about. Again, it's not some crazy muscle car. It's all in the element of true driving. I think a lot of the big sports car, they're just so fast, and they're not very, reliable so much. They may just, be impressive for the wealthy, where this was just basically for the everyman. The everyman could go on out and drive around in a TR6, even though there's only 86,000 made of them. 86,000 everyman could go out and drive one of them and be cool and drive the car in the countryside with the top down. So that's my argument for that. It's just a pure fun driver's car that you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to drive. Okay, and you can just have a great fun driving experience, and that's what it's all about, a fun drive. And you don't have to spend $1 million to get it. You get a nice, good, solid English car, fun to drive. That's it. I mean, you can't compare. I think even the best cars, it's like the Ferrari that the Blader of Winter is going to talk about. It's not. It doesn't drive any better. It goes faster, but you can't go around. The centrifugal force will only allow you to go so fast around the corner. So you really can't do that many great corners with it that you can do with the TR6. You can't fit any more people in it than you can the Triumph TR6. So you spend an awful lot of money for just the fact that you can say you're having a little Italian car. So you can save that money and go buy yourself a little villa to go drive your Triumph TR6 to, for the money you spend on that Ferrari. Alright, what do you think there, Mr. Other Blader?
Right. Now, this has to be one of the best Ferraris ever made. And normally I go about top speeds and horsepower and stuff about the car. But before I tell you about that, the Blader Summer was saying that this is a convertible car, which it is. But so is this Ferrari. With this. The red one is the Ferrari 458 Italia, and this is the Ferrari 458 Spider, which is the same thing except for it is a convertible. Now, with the Ferrari 458 and the Ferrari 458 Spider, what you can see is right here on the front, they have two little flappy things. That's when the air hits them, it pushes down the front and gives it more downforce, like a spoiler on the front. There's also by these lights little air space the air will go through, and they go down and also put more downforce on tires. Now on here I have a little clip of what the engine of the Ferrari 458 Italia sounds like. Yeah. That's what it sounds like when you have it really loud. Because it's obviously a fast car. And
that's going to go over well in the countryside, a nice enjoyable trip. Yeah, people's going to love that. You're going to be real popular.
Now, what happens is that with the Ferrari 458 Italia, There are two problems with it.
Among others.
That I will say. One, the original ones when they first made them, there was like some glue that they had around the tires, you know, like to make it all stick together. If you went too fast and it got too hot, it would catch on fire. But they fixed that now. The other thing is that, you know how on the steering wheel they have like those two little knobs with the blinkers and the windshield wipers? Ferrari thought, let's move all those to the steering wheel so you can put the shifter behind there. So, well, it's like the puppy paddle gearbox thing. So what they have is on the steering wheel, you have all your little blinkers and windshield wipers and all stuff they have in there. So if you go around a corner and you turn the steering wheel, but you need to turn your blinker off, you might hit the wrong one and turn the windshield wiper on. But that's the only problem with the car. Besides that, this is the best, or one of the best, Ferraris ever. And normally, I don't really like convertibles, but I have to say, this is the best convertible car.
Really?
Yes. What do you have to say?
Well, I tell you what, as far as the styling goes, I mean, there's so much more style in a TR6. It's just like the Ferrari is more like a missile, where the TR6 has some individuality, some style, and there's some real nice workmanship in it, where the Ferrari is built, again, for speed, so it has the reducing drag and all that stuff, so it goes fast. So it kind of looks kind of plain, kind of rounded and stuff like that. With the TR6, they have a lot of design and style, so it's a good looking car.
And if you want to go with style, I got the style. So.
Right, well the TR6 has all the style that you'd want from a nice two-seater, fun. You can kind of pull up, and if you take a look at all of the big supercars, they're all starting to look an awful lot alike. Because once you find out the simple, the idea for drag and for those kind of things, for aerodynamic, the lines start becoming the same. And you take a look at the Huayra and the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, they all just start looking an awful lot alike. So, TR6 doesn't look like any other type of kind of car. It kind of shows out your individuality. So, one thing that makes an individual out of somebody who has a Ferrari is the fact that the price. So, TR6, much better, much more accessible, great fun driving experience without having to spend $1 million. Because you really are not going to be able to use a vehicle that's going to go much more over the speed limit anyway.
Now, for the Ferrari, it has 562 horsepower. And how much horsepower does that TR6 have?
Well, it's got 175. But
right,
you take a look at it, you're going to go in there, and how often are you going to use all that horsepower? How many roads and how many places are you going to be able to go?
When you're on the racetrack.
Okay, so you have to go on a racetrack. So all you can really use for a car like that to really get the most out of it is to go on a track, go in a circle.
It's not just circles.
Or a road course.
Typically, people that have Ferraris typically take them to Europe to go on tracks where they don't just have circles.
So to really get the most, you have to go to a enclosed track. And you can kind of go in loop on this track and see the same things over and over and over again.
Yes, to use your car, your Ferrari, you sort of do have to go to an
enclosed area and
in Europe, or you can go on the roads in Italy.
Well, you can take a TR6 to all this, and you can go on the regular roads. You don't have to go on a track. You can just drive it on a nice mountain back roads and kind of push it, have a little bit of fun. You don't need to go on a track.
Can go
kind of boring, same old, going around.
This car can go 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds and a top speed of 202 miles an hour.
And I'll think of all the places you can drive 202 miles an hour.
Anywhere. But you get arrested.
Oh, there you go. So it's like, there you go. So you really don't, it's kind of a waste.
It's not really a waste. It's sort of
a waste.
It's a cool car.
It's a cool car, but it's like, but you're not really benefiting anything from it. You're getting a super driving experience at a price that you can afford. And again, the money that you spend on that big old Ferrari, you can get yourself a nice vacation. A vacation home. Somewhere you could drive your car out to.
Yeah, well, if you're that rich to own a Ferrari, you would probably own a vacation home to take your Ferrari to.
Yeah, but the only thing about it is you're gonna drive your Ferrari the same speed as you drive your TR6.
Okay, do you want to have a company that's like, do they even have that company anymore?
Triumph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Another big thing is motorcycles, but they make other.
Do you want to either have a company that doesn't make cars anymore, or do you want to have a supercar that is an Italian supercar? Not just a supercar, an Italian supercar along with Lamborghini and Pagani. So you can have Ferrari. So you can have a Lamborghini, Pagani, or Ferrari as an Italian supercar. And this Ferrari is one of the best of all those cars.
But see what happens is...
But see what happens is you're wrong.
Is that...
Because this is cool and this is square, it's a box.
It's not square, it actually has designs that
okay,
came from the same people. Now who owns Ferrari?
Fiat.
Fiat. And they make them little 300 or 500 thing out there. And Fiat also owns Chrysler.
Chrysler owns...
What else? Who owns Fiat?
Themselves.
Or their own company.
Yeah, but Chrysler had owned Lamborghini.
This was designed by...
What company owned that?
Well, see, Triumph was its own company, but it had design help from Karmann. Okay? Karmann's a company.
That's great.
Now, Karmann also designed cars for Volkswagen. And we know what kind of cars Volkswagen's been known to make. But wasn't it Bugatti?
And Lamborghini and Bentley and Audi.
So all of that technology and all that stuff that made them came from this.
But that's before they had made Bugatti.
This is
Bugatti was its own company before.
Right, but this is it. So this is what all sports cars came from. They all longed to capture the essence of the true sports car enthusiast. The freedom of driving a sports car, taking a car on the road, having the wind blow through your hair. It wasn't founded by Ferrari. It wasn't founded by Lamborghini. Triumph and its Spitfires, Triumph and its TR6s, TR4s, TR5s. This is what caused the sensation for cars like supercars to even be around.
I think that the thing that had started supercars was actually called the Lamborghini Miura.
But what were they copying?
The Miura came before that car. The Miura came before that car.
No, but it didn't come before its predecessor. When the Triumph started coming out.
No, let me tell you this. The Lamborghini Miura was the beginning of all modern supercars. Ferraris, obviously Lamborghini, Pagani, Bugatti, Audi, Mercedes. Every company that has a supercar, Ford, Chevy, all those companies, their supercar came from the Lamborghini Miura, which started all of them. So you're wrong with your facts.
No.
That is the car that started the modern day supercar.
No, see, the thing was just talking about the sports car. The supercar is a whole different thing.
Yeah, well...
What happened is the idea of having an open car. I mean, open cars were back, even when the original cars, when they first made them back in the early 1900s, could have had open. And they closed them up for a long time, through the 30s, 40s, and 50s. There was a few convertibles, but to take a convertible and put it into a lightweight, highly powered engine, more so than what the ratio for the weight to the engine power, horsepower was. So you got a fat, free-spirited car that handled well. And that was the same concept that later on came with the supercars used.
No, it didn't. All supercars came from the Miura.
And then what happened is people started getting into the Spitfires, and it was the coolness. It's kind of like
something you don't got, coolness.
No, what happened is the coolness of a car like this kind of got that, and that free spirit kind of does for auto enthusiasts what Harley Davidson and that free Easy Rider type thing did for motorcycles. That freedom, that attitude. Okay? This is an attitude. This is a lifestyle. That's what Triumph TR6 brings, an attitude and a lifestyle. Instead of just being a toy for rich people, it's going to actually be something that a free spirit, somebody who's got their own styles, not somebody who has money to pay to be stylish.
Oh, you know what? Triumph is owned by BMW, which I believe makes cars that are cool, but they didn't make that car, so it's not cool. BMW makes cool cars, like the other cars they make. You know, like their own BMW cars or minis. That's what BMW makes that are cool. Triumph, not so cool.
No, they make a car that has a certain British attitude, like minis had a certain British attitude. So are you knocking a British attitude?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
So this has what Mini did for Minis had a certain type of British attitude.
Do you think that's a Mini?
No, but this is what I'm saying, is that this has its own certain British attitude. See, if you can imagine Prince Charles driving Prince William, and now, you can imagine just going out and driving out to Westminster or something, that going in a Triumph TR6, the cool, quintessential English sports car driven by English royalty. Sure, they can afford a Ferrari, but this is the epitome of English style, English class. Okay, and I'm not sure that you can really knock English style and English class as being something substandard to Italian style and speed.
You saying that I can't, or people can't?
You can't. I don't think anybody can. England. Because America was born out of England. So since we were, England begat America. So you're going to be knocking America?
No.
So there you go. You can't. Yeah, that is it. That's where most of these cars were sold. Britain came to America, so it's all about America. It's all about American sports cars, and America just taking things from the mother homeland and saying, hey, we like your sports car. We drive them in America. Pretty much of the 86,000, 79,000.
Right. It's almost time for us to end.
So anyway, therefore, numero uno, baby. This is fast. This is cool. This is expensive. This is style. This is class. This is what sports car enthusiast driving is all about. It's kind of like why the BRZ is so cool. Even though it's not as fast as other ones, it's a great driving experience.
Right. We'll talk more about the BRZ in the next episode. Here we go. We'd like to welcome you here to another episode of Auto Challenge. And today we have sort of a special one because we have many cars to talk about here, not just the basic 2 introduction, 2 down here. Today we have a lot. The Blader Summer has his car which we'll be talking about here with the information. What car he thinks is interesting. Then he has his 2 here. The Ferrari 458 Spider and the Lamborghini Aventador. And the other one that he has is the Cadillac CTS, which is Motor Trend's car of the year thingy. And then we have
car of the year, baby.
The cars that I'll be talking about at the beginning. We have 2 special Lamborghinis to tell you about. We have the SLS, the final version, a Jaguar, and a Mini, which I'll be telling about here quickly. And then we have the Ferrari 458 Italia and the Lamborghini Aventador. But first, the later time we'll be talking about the car that's taken the world by storm.
Alright, yeah, this Cadillac CTS, car of the year, look out, Germany, move out of the way, here comes Detroit.
Which I didn't make comments about in the last episode. I did not say that Americans can't make cars.
Because you just got proof. Because if anyone makes a comment like that, boy, when the car of the year comes out of Detroit. Okay, they even had a 4-cylinder turbo, you know, that rocks. You thought maybe that something like the Evo and the STI were these little 4-cylinder rockets. Well, here's this thing that can get 93 miles an hour. They even make a
song about Cadillacs.
And it's really, and
right there.
Anybody wondering why there's so many songs and rappers? They kind of, you know, going in there.
White walls.
Going in there instead of going out there doing the, you know, the Gallardos and the things like that.
Which we will have a little bit about the Gallardo in a minute.
And then you go in and say, hey, you got yourself a nice Cadillac, you know, and then the base price, you know, you get the 4-cylinder turbo between 60 and 65,000, but you get a 6-cylinder between 65 and 67.
Here it is, the front of it. There's the motor trend.
You know, so your BMWs and Mercedes-Benz, boy, you're gonna have to just, you know, look out, because here it comes.
Here's a cool look from the side. That thing looks amazing. I hadn't really seen what it look like except for in the ads.
It's a good-looking car, and actually, it really has a lot of the same lines that you'd probably find in a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, it does look similar to the Mercedes.
But it's really, especially if you get next year, because they're going to come out with the CTS V Sport, and for $60,000 you get 420 horsepower.
Here's one of the cars that it beat out for the thing of the year. It beat a Jaguar F-Type. Obviously it beat the convertible one, because this one here just came out, but it beat the convertible, and that's a pretty awesome car, so the Cadillac has to be pretty cool to beat a Jaguar, which replaced the legendary E-Type from many years ago. Like, it was a long time ago they had the E-Type, but this here.
And then actually the big thing is when that V Sport comes out, this is when Motor Trend is saying you want to have a real good value, is that the V Sport model is the greatest bargain, offering the same all-around driving performance and experience as some of the M or AMG models at a lower cost than their base V8 model. That's saying something pretty gosh darn amazing. So, you know, it's going to be a good car, and I guess it's going to take your hats off to Detroit for putting out the car of the year, and, you know, it's going to be some good things. Good things are be coming out of Cadillac, and, you know, maybe the Americans.
So what that proves is what I said in the previous episode about Americans not making cars is wrong. Right, now for you what I prepared here is a couple of cars to talk about instead of just one. A couple that came out that I forgot to mention previously, so we can talk about a few more cars here. So we have a few lined up for you. First we'll talk about this. This is the line of Mini Coopers, which we're going to take, and because in a few minutes we'll be talking about supercars, expensive, high price, really fast cars. Let's talk about cars that aren't super fast, but still can be pretty cool. This is the line of Mini Coopers. That's the original one. That's technically the second generation, but they call it the first generation. After the relaunch of the Mini Cooper, there's the one that they just got rid of, which you see on the road lots of times. And that's the new one there. Not really much impressive about it. It's basically the same as the other Mini Cooper, but this one here can get 134 horsepower. Yeah. Okay, on to the next car we're going to talk about. This here is the Mercedes SLS. Oh, there's actually some of them right there. But this here is Mercedes AMG supercar, like the later summer mentioned about AMG. This isn't one of the ones that the Cadillac would be better than, because this is a supercar. Because I went with the lower ones, like just the regular basic AMG ones. This here is their main supercar. It is the this one here is 583 horsepower. It's a V8. This here's the final edition, because this here is the last one they're making. They're going to make about 300 of them. This one here has the standard SLS GT engine instead of the 622 horsepower engine found in the SLS Black. They are replacing it with one. Mercedes has the code name for it coming out next year. It's called the C190, and it's supposed to rival the Porsche 911. And it's another front engine 2-seater one, just like this one here. but it's got a new V8 engine, which should have about 500 horsepower. Also, in other news of getting rid of cars, Lamborghini has announced recently that they have finished... Oh, here's another one of the SLS. There from the front of that, it's gull-wing doors. Lamborghini has announced that they're done making the Lamborghini Gallardo, which the Blader Summer mentioned that the people lots of times think about the Gallardo, so obviously they will have to think more about Cadillacs because they're done making the Gallardo. The last one they just made, it was the Red Spider Performante or something like that. Italian. So they had made it for 10 years. It's a pretty cool car, but it's going to be replaced with another car. If you want to look it up, it's called the Hexagon Project, which I was actually looking at before we made the previous episode when I was looking at the Countach. I looked at the Hexagon Project. Next we have, in honor of the Lamborghini Gallardo being gone, we have here a Lamborghini that they made last year, 2012. This one here is called the Lamborghini Gallardo LP 570-4 Super Trafus-Stradale or something like that. I don't know how you say it. Do you know how to say that?
The what? Oh, the Trofeo Stradale?
That one. That is what that car is. But that's what... So that means that it has 570 horsepower and it's a four-wheel drive car. And that one came out in about February 2012. It's pretty cool. That's the front of it. There's the back of it. It's got a pretty awesome spoiler on it. But now on to my final car to tell you about before we get into the main challenge. This here is the new Jaguar. This one here is the new F-Type, which lost to the Cadillac for the Motor Trend car of the year. Well, the one that lost was the convertible one. It actually says in here, if I can find it quickly. Yeah, here we go. Just let me look it up quickly. Yeah, there it is. That's the Jaguar F-Type. So it's got a good sound and it looks pretty cool, but it doesn't have much room in the back and doesn't get much for fuel economy. If you want that in a car, that's not your car to get. But what it has, this in here has the if you want the V6, because you can get it in the V6 or the V8. You can get two different V6. You can get the convertible one that is the 335 horsepower with 375. But the V8, which is the V8S, which had 488 horsepower, is being replaced in this car for the 542 horsepower V8R. That's what makes that one special. It's going to cost you some money. Because I got this off the top of your website, it says pounds. But it's, for the V8R, which is this one here, it will cost you about 85,000 pounds, so that's still a lot. That's about, how much would that be? Like $90,000, something about that, 90,000. So that would cost you about $90,000 right there, if you wanted to get that car. But it's amazing. So if you have 85,000 pounds or about $90,000 for a car, that's the car for you. Right now, let's get into the main challenge.
Or if you want to save $30,000, go get the Cadillac, and you have $30,000 to go on vacation, or you can take a nice month off to go driving around and living in luxury. So, your choice.
Anyways, now, like I said, this in here isn't so much of a competition round as this round here, where we have the Blader starting with the Lamborghini Aventador and the Ferrari 458 Spider versus the Ferrari 458 Italia and the Lamborghini Aventador. Finally, we'll be able to see an Italian supercar get a win. Because all the times I picked the Italian supercars, obviously I've lost. And then the other time the Blader Summer picked it, we had our tie in episode 3 of the first season. So let's get right into it. The Blader Summer, talk about your Spider.
Look at the Spider. Oh man, that's Ferrari.
Just one note before we start: the Spider is basically a convertible one of the Italia.
Right. Of the 458, the two-seat sporty coupe. Very nice car. It was released in 2009 to replace the F430.
And that one is the Italia, because the Spider came out in 2012.
Right. So that ends up happening is you have this car here. Now let you take a look at this bad boy. You know, and it's got a lot of good things going for it. You know, I had talked before, you know, last time, you know, and how the supercar. This is a supercar that's got something going for it. You know, not just having just the pure, just crazy muscle. It has that, you know, that Italian sexiness, and you know, going out there, and it is $324,000, but you know, it's if you go on out and the actual costs each year to operate it would only be about $3,000, which isn't so bad considering the fact what you're really driving. You know, and what happens with something this, where I think this is when the convertible really
the Spider.
This Spider really takes and just like, you know, kicks butt over the hardtop. You know, if you can think about it, you know, July and August, you know, and you're just curving down the Apennine Highway through the nice Italian Alps, stopping in at little bistros along the way, sipping nice Italian wine.
What if you go to England and it rains a lot?
Well, you know,
you're going to want this one.
Well, I'm going to tell you this is the important thing.
If you're British, you want that one.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you have enough money to put down between $250,000 and $500,000 for a car, you're going to drive it in Italy. You're not going to be driving it on a cloudy day in London. You know, you're going to have a Jaguar for that. You're going to have, you know, you might even have a Mini. You might even buy a Jeep.
Nobody likes Jeep.
Well, they were great selling cars, so I don't know about not liking a Jeep.
Really?
Right, but you
talk about nice. This one here looks like a pig got run over by a car, and the pig's face was put onto the car. Look at that.
It's got that rugged.
Pig.
I think trying to steal a little look from the Hummer.
It looks like a pig.
Well, we're not talking about Jeeps. We're talking about sexy Italian cars, you know, and you can just picture back, you know, like you can imagine back from a movie from the 50s, you know, you're in there, you're driving that car, you kick back, and you got your pretty girl with you, her hair's blowing, and she's happy, you're going in and you're zipping down the highway, you're looking like $1 million, and you stop at all the places, and you're just like, you know, it's just, and a whole amazing adventure, you know, it's just the whole image thing, you know, and what's really important is they really did some real technical work on this, you know. And what happens is just, you know, foot pedals, even that, it's calibrated for maximum sportiness, okay? And they also made the sound. You got that sound. You can just go through the tunnels and the highways and going through the mountains, and you get that real sound, you know. And so you're going ahead and you're getting that Spider going in there, and the really cool thing about it, and this is the really important thing, which I think is kind of neat thing, is that it's a naturally aspirated direct injection engine. You know, you're kind of going back, you know, to, you know, that real feeling of the old days, the old muscle cars. So that's really kind of a, you know, really kind of a neat deal, you know. And again, you're going back to that edge. It takes you back to the movies, Hollywood. It's really, you know, what really makes a car. And if you're going to look at that's a muscle car that just is actually a great sports car.
It's a supercar. It's a supercar.
What's a supercar? It's a supercar that really is really sporty, you know, without being, you know, there's just some cars, kind of like the Aventador, which is just muscle. It's kind of like the bodybuilder of, you know, of cars, and high performance is sort of, you know, kind of like if you remember back to, you know, the Nike ads for, you know, with Bo knows, you know, and you're going to go out there and having an all-around super athlete. I don't think
anybody watching that knows what you're talking about.
Well, maybe not, you know, but you're going to go out there and you have a super multi-sport athlete that comes out and is just super, you know, athletic. Well, that's what the Aventador is. But, you know, the Ferrari is just Italian sexiness and things. And the important part, too, is it does have the windshield on it, where, you know, cars that, if you have, you know, convertible without a windshield on, getting bugs in your teeth. You know, if you get bugs in your teeth, the girl's not going to kiss you. You're not going to be, and they're going to have bugs in their hair and their teeth, and they're not even going to like you anymore.
Now let's talk about
anything
this car.
About that kind of
stuff. It doesn't
stuff,
have windshield, you got bugs in your teeth.
But you're going to want to go out there. So that's just the beauty of the Spider. The Spider, nice car, great car for driving, great car to just be out there and just experience the true luxury. This
here is the Lamborghini Aventador J. Now, yes, like you said, it doesn't have a windscreen like you were saying with the convertible. But this car isn't a convertible. It doesn't have a roof at all. So, you can't put the roof up because it doesn't have one. Now, what makes this car special is right after they released the Aventador in 2011, pictures of this car were leaked by some Americans. I don't know what it means. So Lamborghini officially unveiled this at a fancy little motor show in 2012. Not really small, but it was a fancy motor show thing. The roofless, windowless car has the V12 engine as the Aventador, but so it has 700 horsepower, but it's very lightweight, so it doesn't have air conditioning or radio. So you don't really have either one. So you can't listen to your jams, and it can't be jamming out. But it's a limited edition one. They only made one of them, and it sold for a lot of money. $2.8 million. They made it. This is the one that was shown at the thing, and the thing only weighs 3,472 pounds. The J in the name, it comes from Appendix J of some racing rulebook thingy. It's the technical specifications of a race car. But the designer of it said that it means Jada, which is the reference of a 1970s Miura concept that was for the Appendix J thing. Now let's just look at the Miura like we talked about last time. Here is where the J in the name comes from. A special Miura, not that exact one, that's just a regular Miura, but like that. So the Jada, it's called the Jada Miura. So in 1970, Lamborghini had a driver, and he developed a car that matched the Appendix J, the racing wheel like we talked about a second ago. But what it did is, it was a racing one, they only made one of them. And what Jada is supposed to mean is the pronunciation of J in Spanish. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but, you know. So, the guy sold it. The Lamborghini development driver, his name was Bob Wallace. So he designed it, and then he sold it. Because this was like a test car. And after it was used for a lot of testing, in 1971, a year after it was built, it was crashed, and it burned. Yeah. So that's what happened to the Jada. So they used the J as part of that. They also made a second one for the rules with made for some random guy. Shikata Yamaha or something like that. I don't know. But it was sold at some price. It actually says unknown price. Okay, so that is the Aventador J. So we each have one car down. So then we're going to go into the second round. And I will start this one. Now, hold on one second. Right. So, just like what the Blader Summer was telling about a minute ago, with the 458 Spider. I was talking about the one that came out in 2009, the Ferrari 458 Italia. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about the Ferrari 458 Challenge, which is a special one that they made in 2010 which is their newest challenge race car thing that they made at a track. So we can go around the Toronto racetrack in 1 minute 16 seconds, which is 2 seconds faster than the F430 challenge, which is the car that came before, like the latest time I said, the Ferrari F430. That's the one you said, right? The F430? The F430 was the one that came before. That's what you said, right? Yeah, so the F430, the one that came before that, they made a challenge one, which is the same as this. It's a faster one. And it's only 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds slower than the Ferrari FXX. The Ferrari FXX is basically a racing version of this car, which is the Enzo, which is their special one that they made about 10 years ago. Yeah, they made it 10 years ago. A special one that's supposed to be like crazy fast. So it doesn't have as thick panels as this one, and it has a lot of carbon fiber, so it makes it lighter for its time. This Ferrari, though, the 458 Italia, was it was an entirely new design from the F430. A lot of technologies from Ferrari's experience in Formula 1, so they put a lot of their Formula 1 into this Ferrari. They made a whole computer system, which was developed by some people. So this Ferrari has a V8 engine, which is shared from Ferrari and Maserati together when Maserati was owned by Ferrari. So it has 562 horsepower at some number, and then it it can do some stuff. So it's got one of those fancy little dual clutch things, so it doesn't like mess it up when it starts on a regular start of the line race, because I can really mess them up when they start off like that. So if you have the dual clutch, it makes it so that way you won't ruin the clutch in the car when you start off. And then they have the thing was like a tune shared thing with the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG, which we were talking about up here on the computer before in the beginning, the one they're getting rid of. Which came out at the same time. Hopefully they don't get rid of that car soon, though. That would be the end of Ferrari. Well, it wouldn't be the end of Ferrari, because they got the new LaFerrari. That thing's crazy. But we're not talking about the LaFerrari. It can go 0 to 100 kilometers, which would be 62 miles per hour, in 3.3 seconds. So its top speed is 325 kilometers per hour, which is 202 miles an hour. And it's got some confusing math about some stuff, which you can do, which I don't understand. But what I think is cool about that I don't dig off this information for, is that at the front, that sounded dumb. At the front right here, it's got two little panels. Okay, these two little things. The air comes in and hits it. When it hits it, they get forced down, giving it more downforce to the front, so it can go faster. Same here by the headlights. It channels the air in, and then it comes out down here, so it makes it also go faster. That's the same thing that they did with the F12 Berlinetta. They had two little things here. When the air hits it, it opens, and you're being really annoying.
We gotta do some fun stuff here. Come on,
this car is the most exciting Ferrari ever made. I think it's the most interesting one.
Oh man!
Now, before we get into your car, that's all what Ferrari is all about. It's all the interesting details of what it can do that makes it better. That's why this car is better than the Aventador. The Aventador doesn't have anything that channels the air through the tires to give it more downforce on the ground. They're just crazy. Now, before we get into this... Stop.
That is better than yours. Nope. This is not better.
No.
It's not better than this Ferrari.
Yes, it is, because this is the same thing. So that's a copy. It's a roofless one of these.
Right. But how much cooler is that?
Not cool. I don't like convertibles, so I wouldn't like that one.
Right. But, you take the top off of this bad boy, this little car here, and
Can I finish before you go on to your
man.
boringness?
Oh, my boringness. Oh,
Now-
man, this would make the car fun.
The 458 was on Top Gear. And,
Get air blowing over the hood. That's fun.
No, it doesn't go over the hood. It goes into here,
Okay.
and it channels the air to give it
Now,
more
would you
downforce.
rather have the air blow through the fenders, or would you rather have the air blow through the little machine that you get from Italy in your front of your car? That you can't beat that, man.
If it went to the front of the car, then it could go faster, and then it would make everything better. Anyways, now let's talk
But it
about.
makes it sexier, man.
Let's talk about this before you go on to your weird, boring, nobody else can talk for 5 hours conversation. Now, that's put on Top Gear obviously because of styling and the performance, and it beat the F430 in a challenge, and that's when it raced the Stig, which is cool. And then it went a lap around the Top Gear test track, which is a time of 1:19.1, which is 1/10 of a second slower than the Ferrari Enzo. But listen, here's a lot cheaper to get because it's the third cheapest in their line, because the second cheapest is the Spider. But you know, the Ferrari Enzo they only made for 2 years, and it was hard to get. Right. Tell us about your Lamborghini Aventador.
Oh, baby. All I can say is it's relentless, fearless, timeless. It's a car for the ages. 50 years of Lamborghini technology, all rolled into just one massive ball of power.
But wait, if that was the one, then that would be... Wait, not the Aventador.
It doesn't have to be the specific model.
Their special 50th anniversary one is the Egoista, which they only made one of.
But
And they also had the Aventador J.
But they can
and they also had the Sesto Elemento.
But they're using all
never
that technology.
No, this is 2011. They have had 2 more years of technology after that.
Well.
They didn't include. That was only 48 years, not 50. If you want one of the most technology, buy a Sesto Elemento.
Well, anyway.
No.
Almost 50 years of technology.
Yeah, because the 50 years of technology would be the Sesto Elemento.
Alright, but we just
The
like 40...
Sesto Elemento.
Anyway. Whereas this Ferrari was going in there and it just actually was just power and Italian sexiness, this Aventador...
Are you basically saying that the Aventador is better than your own car that you picked?
No, they're different. This one here is the Ferrari is kind of like...
Anything that you say against the Ferrari 458 is going against yourself.
No, listen to me.
Go ahead, say it.
It's just going to stand on its own because they're different. This is you can think of this as more like a gymnast. You think of it, you take all the things of a gymnast, and it's the flowing lines, the athleticism, all those good things that make, the real sexy lines, the grace, the elegance that make up the car. The Lamborghini, the Aventador, is all about the power. It's all about just raw testosterone. It's relentless force, the power that this car has. The fearless look. Look at that thing. It's just amazing. And the powerhouse. That legendary, 48 years of a V12.
Oh,
crazy.
That new one they developed just for the Aventador, so they've only had the one since 2011.
Right.
They got rid of the one that they've been using, basically improving since the Mirror, going up to the next one, from the Mirror to the Countach to the Diablo to the Murcielago.
And Santa God of Bolognese, they made this beauty, this beast, this powerhouse. It's just the sheer force. It's you think you're the greatest football players of all time. You're running back.
They eat snakes in Indonesia.
They do. And using the carbon fibers for lightness, the power.
They got that carbon fiber.
So fast. It's just amazing. You know, so it's really such a great car for being a muscle car.
It's not a muscle car, it's a supercar.
A supercar. But it's all about the muscles of the car. You know? It's all about the real power, you know, that this thing has. You know, where it can, sure, it handles great. Sure, it's a great powerhouse.
That's awesome.
Sure, it can be, you know, all that you can possibly imagine, you know, from having a, you know, in a car from Italy that would go there fast, go in and be, again, it has its sexiness. It's maybe it doesn't have that sleek sexiness of the Ferrari, but it has that power, that raw, that part there. That's the thing that sets them apart. You know, is that, you know, where one is sleek and going in and being, you know, that nimble little car and whatnot. We're just the Aventador just roars. You know, they only made 4,000. They made 4,000 of these, 9 less than the Murcielago. They use the carbon fiber.
They've made 9 less than the Murcielago so far.
Well, so far, okay. And
ew, I hate this one.
It's got a 6.5 liter V12 engine, okay. So that's really super good. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. All right, it goes up to it can really, the top speed from the factory is 230 miles an hour. That is pretty gosh darn quick.
Slow? No.
Yeah, that really hauls, you know. That's one thing, you can't say anything wrong about that kind of stuff. So that's just the big thing about it. You know, they designed it's kind of just came in to replace the Murcielago. All right, and it's come out there, and I think it does a nice job. It looks, again, it goes back to that.
Oh, there you go.
Fearless look.
There you go. Oh, that 4, 5, 8, boom! Oh, wait, is that the spider? No, it isn't. Okay, cool.
But really, it's, you know, there's something that you...
Oh, but if you want a Ferrari, here's the one right there. The F40. Legendary.
Legendary. You know, but, you know, you're right. It is legendary. You know, but some of the things that can be, that are really kind of important, and the things you got to think about with these cars, which really sticks out in most people's minds, is about having a car like that, is something like this. You know, so that's what I really need, you know, for you to think about with a car quite like this one. You know, that, you know, they would just want to have like a real tough, athletic kind of a car. That's a tough kind of athletic car. And you don't want to have a thing that, you know, one of those, you wouldn't want to have one of these that has no roof on it, because you wouldn't want to mess up their hair. And you also want to have one that has got a windshield so they don't get no bugs in their teeth.
They only made one of that car. Only one person, probably an old man.
So,
sorry, some old man that, like, said some, like, just as rich somehow. Now, here you go. If you want any Lamborghini, forget about the Aventador, forget about the Aventador J. The one you got to get is the true 50th anniversary, the one of 50 years of development, the Lamborghini Veneno.
But that's all well and good. But if
you want to get more than any of these cars, the one to get is this, the McLaren P1.
But why are you going to different cars? We're going to go with these nice Italian cars, the Ferrari.
Oh, the British supercar instead.
No, I think we should go. So you choose what you like to do. If you like to go and you want to have that, you know, the class and the Ferrari, you know, that sleekness, that athleticism, or do you want that raw power, powerhouse, fast, you know, muscular sounding Lamborghini, living up to that label of the bull? You choose. They kind of live up to the labels. You got either that horse, galloping speed, things of that nature, or power, driving. You know,
there you go, power.
So,
Boom. The Sesto Elemento.
so I think
The winner.
the choices of my cars is you're going to have the sleekness with that convertible on that Ferrari, going out there and just going down the, the Apennine Highway, going through Italy, going past Roman ruins, stopping at little bistros along the way. Actually, there'd be ristorantes along the way, sipping Italian wine. You're going to want to go in a Ferrari. If you want to go really fast and blow past those places, you'd want to take the Lamborghini, okay? And you'd want to have that roof on that because you're going to go so fast it'll blow your skin back.
But if you want to have something really awesome, something you won't see every day, you get this one here, which they only made one of, and then they made a second one just because they're random.
But then you got like goofy goggles when you're driving it, and you're going to have to
That's why you don't drive it. You park it in the garage and you look at it. You keep it clean. You show it off to the world. If you're rich enough, you just buy all 4 of them.
Well, then that'd be a whole different story. But if you can only afford one of these...
If you can only afford one of these, from the Aventador, the Ferrari Spider, the Ferrari 458, or this one here. I always have liked Lamborghinis more than Ferraris, but in this one time, if I had to pick between the Aventador or the Italia, picking the Italia. That's one of my top 5 favorite cars.
Yeah, but if you're going to go with the Italia, you should go with the Spider, simply because...
Nah, I don't like spiders.
The sleekness of it.
I don't like spiders.
You may not like spiders, but boy, this is a car that's going to turn heads. If anyone who gets one of these, you're buying them to be attention getters anyhow. Because if you had all the money, you could just get something that's much less a standout kind of a look. You could get a Bentley or something like that, which is very, standard and
Here you go. Let's put it this way.
Subtle.
Let's put it this way. You went on the Lamborghini side. This one here is probably better than that one. The one with the windscreen and the roof, you want over that one because, like you said, there's really no point.
Well, if I was going to pick these, I'd pick this for its sexiness, and I would pick this one for its muscle. And just go out there. If you do something that's raw, just in your face, sort of like no messing around kind of a car that's going to be like, yeah, this car can kick your butt. It'll scare your grandma.
There's always this, though, as an option. Quattro. You want an Italian car? We never said that you didn't have to always pick Italian cars as Ferrari and Lamborghini. There's always the third option, the Quattro.
Sure you get the Quattro, but I still think that if there's any car that's going to look like something's going to scare some, small children will cry when they go by. Oh, man. That's what this is. That's what this is. And you want someone to turn somebody's head, that's the way to go. Obviously, they both turn heads, but this one just has that,
You win on the Lamborghini side. That's one point. Okay, you win that one. That's fine. But, okay, we know that he wins that part. But I still think, listen, here's the better choice. It just is. You want to have the roof on. You could just get in your car and be like, stop, I got the roof on. You can just drive it.
Or you can say, oh, I have the top down, I got the wind, I've got the sun.
You don't want the wind and the sun. You don't want to get a sunburn sitting in your car. That's the stupidest place to get a sunburn. I don't like sunburn in the first place, but I don't want to get a sunburn sitting in a car.
It's about freedom. It's about...
Go to America.
Well, you could drive one of them in America.
You love freedom. Actually, no. But still, just go to America, you got freedom. There you go. You drive your Ferrari 458 Italia in America. You still get your freedom,
but if you're driving,
and you still have a Lamborghini Ferrari.
If you're driving down, say you're going along the coast,
you can go to Obama's house and be like, freedom.
You're in there and you're driving around through Italy along the coast. Aren't you going to want to have all of that air, that fresh air coming in, and the wind, the breezes blowing off the Mediterranean, blowing through your hair as you're going through very fast? You're going to want that. You're going to experience that sunshine along the Mediterranean coast.
If you want to go to the Mediterranean coast, then you get out of your car and stand. Or you buy a cheap...
Would you rather stand in the sunshine, or would you rather be driving a Ferrari?
Stand.
You'd rather stand or drive a Ferrari?
No, I never said stand or drive a Ferrari.
What would you rather do? Would you rather stand in the sun or drive a Ferrari in the sun? What would you rather do?
That's not the point.
No. What would you rather do?
drive the Ferrari.
There you go. Drive the Ferrari.
Is this Ferrari, and then you go get out of your car and have a nice picnic.
But if you have only a certain amount of time out during the daylight, especially, it's closer toward the equator, so you got a longer day. But what would you rather do? Would you rather get that nice sunshine and you can
sit out there
all the time?
You can sit out there. Oh, there you go. That Cadillac, white wall.
No, you're gonna want to have. If you were gonna go out there and enjoy Italy, enjoy anywhere.
Get
sunshine.
The 458
if it rains,
Italia.
If it rains, you put the roof on it.
But the thing is that the 458 Italia is better.
Why?
Because look at it.
What makes it better?
You can see the engine. Don't you want to look at the engine of the car and be like, that is an amazing engine? Listen here. You can just walk by, see the back window. Oh, that's my engine. Listen here. There's a cover over it where the roof goes.
But listen. Now you can look. You can't look at it when you're driving, right?
Yes, you can.
While you're driving, are you going to look at your engine?
Yes.
You can turn around.
No, there's a rear view mirror. You can see the back of the engine. You can be like, oh, that is the engine.
So you are gonna have distracted driving. You're not gonna keep your eyes on the road just to go look at your engine.
No, because you can look back and be like, oh, look at this over the Prius, and then you can be like, man, and you can like take off. You can be like, oh, look at that engine is winding up as that Prius is.
But typically, you're gonna get out here and you're gonna be standing outside your car looking in at your engine.
You walk by, when you get in your car and you're like, I'm about to drive a Ferrari, you can go up to your car, look at the engine, be like, oh, that's awesome, and get in and drive off. That's just better than looking at a cover.
Well, if you wanted to, you could lift up the hatch on that.
Yeah, but
look at the engine.
It's this big.
But
you can't see much of the engine.
But if you want to look at it, you can.
No, because the roof folds up, so you don't have so much room. You have about as much room as this table.
Right, but if you want to look at some of your engine, you can look at some of your engine.
It's the effort. It's the effort to open it up. This one here, you don't have to open up. You can just look in, see it, and take off. Plus, you can see the whole engine.
But think about it. If you're sitting there driving in this Ferrari at night, you can look up and you can see the stars.
Yeah.
You look up and you can see clouds and blue sky.
Or you can look out your window and you can be like, oh, look at that. Why? But you're going to be a distracted driver because you're going to be looking at the clouds or you're going to be looking at the stars. Instead of focusing on the road driving, when a small little rabbit could come on the road, you could hit it and it could die. But, no, would you rather look at some stars or would you rather not kill a rabbit?
Now, here's the thing.
No, answer me. Would you rather kill a rabbit or look at stars?
If you're in the mood to eat some rabbit, why not kill a rabbit?
Because I don't want to hit a rabbit with a Ferrari. Or any car. I don't want to run over a rabbit.
Here's the deal. Now, this is here. You have your top, and you can't take it off. This one here, you can put a top on. You can take the top off. Put the top on. Take the top off. So if I want to have a top, I have a top. When I don't want to have a top, I don't have to have a top.
That doesn't matter.
I can choose.
It doesn't matter.
You don't have a choice.
It doesn't matter because this car is just better. You have more room. You can put something in the back if you need to. There's a small room in the back about this big that you can put something. Listen here, there's no room in the back because you have to have your roof and your engine.
In the front?
You can put things here.
Right.
But listen here, you can put a little bit more. So if you go on your holiday.
So if you're a hoarder, you like the hard top.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You can feel
so hoarders like hard. So you're saying hoarding is good?
No, I'm not saying that. If you go on a picnic, you can put your sandwiches in the back and you can put the basket in the front.
Put the sandwiches in the back, wouldn't it get hot and spoil the mayonnaise?
What if you don't put mayonnaise on? Okay, let's put it this way. What if you go to the store and you buy some jam? Put it in the back.
Then it would liquefy, and then you'd have juice.
Okay, you go to the store and you buy a CD.
Then it would work.
It wouldn't.
It would get hot.
It wouldn't.
How do you know?
Okay. Anyways, you have the front, but listen here, if you do need to put something in, you can put it there. Not that you're going to put anything there, but if you have that room, if it's necessary.
So it's more important to have, a couple of inches of room to stick like a CD in, or you can have the choice of having the roof open, or having the roof up.
Yes, because listen. Okay, now we're going into the final part, because we've narrowed it down. You wanted the Aventador. The Aventador beats the Aventador J. Listen here. What is better? The Spider 458, the 458 Spider, or the 458 Italia? To find out, we each have 1 minute to prove why this car is better. And with that, I will call my Droid DNA HTC, which they only made for 4 months because they were so high quality. And don't say anything about it.
And my Galaxy 4, which they made the 3, which they made a zillion of, and sold a zillion of, and are rated some of the best phones. So, I guess my choice and taste in technical things seem to have the little advantage, wouldn't you think?
This will go off when time's up. No, actually, I don't like that one. No, don't want something either. No, that one's dumb. No, that one's stupid. Aw, yeah! That's good for the cars. Okay. Yeah, 1 minute to explain why this car is better. Start.
Alright. Simply, this car is better. Again, it's going to be the choice. You have a choice of having the top on or having the top off. Actually, everybody knows that convertibles has an increased sportiness over the hard top, okay, and much sportier, okay. And actually, you can you're gonna go. You have to. It's all about the mood. It's all about the reason why you buy a car like this. It is that freedom. It's the essence.
30 seconds.
It's that essence of being out there. The essence of sportiness. The essence of sexiness. The essence of all the things that you'd have out there, and being able to enjoy life. So there's no other way of being part of the world, being part of nature, being part of just really the experience of the Mediterranean air, or anywhere, the coast, the mountains, wherever you may be. The experience of having that open air makes it so much better, especially when you go and go as fast as you can in a Ferrari.
So that was it. So you talked about air, which you like air a lot when you fart.
It's the...
Anyways, now it's my turn to talk about...
Would you rather...
No,
would you rather do the top down when someone farts, or have a roof on it when someone farts?
You can't say anything now because time's up and it's my turn.
Okay.
This car, right here. To make this car, they had to add stupid support beams so that way you could take the roof off. Listen here, it can be lighter and faster because you don't have to have beams to support where the roof isn't, because the roof and the bottom, as we know, are the structures of the car, which keep it together. If you take out half of it, it's just going to fall in half like a Saab, which they tried before. But listen here, they have to add fancy little support beams, make it heavier, make it less rigid and awesome, like this one here. So, do you want to have support beams and no roof, or do you want to have roof, faster, more agile? It's up to you, it's your decision, because this one here, faster, more agile than this one here. Without its roof, it's got to have more beams and heavy. Now, being Ferrari doesn't weigh as much as it would if it was some other car, but it's still going to have more weight, less rigid, more agile, racing, speed, and everything else you want to do. In any situation, you want to have this one.
Support beams make it more rigid.
I meant agile. I meant agile so that way make it less drive-ish. I win.
But does that?
I win.
No.
I win.
But how much faster does it go?
It goes a few miles an hour faster.
Oh, a few miles. And what's top speed?
Something. What's yours?
It's like what, 93?
193 for that one.
Yeah.
202.
So I don't know. Actually, I don't know what it really is.
No, it was 193. They had it in the top here, top speed.
You're thinking about it that
you can go 10 miles an hour faster. So you have to race against somebody that's in something else that's a little bit faster that can go. If you were racing somebody in a Lamborghini Gallardo convertible that can go 197. This can beat at 202. There you go. Ferrari beats Lamborghini. I win. I finally get a win on this.
Ferraris.
Nope. You're wrong.
You got two Ferraris.
But this here can beat anything. This car can beat that one. I finally win on this.
But
no, I finally win.
Is 5% faster really that matter that much at 200 miles an hour?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Are you going to physically notice the difference between 193 and 202? Those 9 miles an hour. Are you really going to? Are you really going to notice that?
Yes. I win finally.
How are you going to notice that?
Because you're going to be like, oh, I'm going a little bit faster. It's going to add up in the end.
You know, I think that I won the first one. We're tied on this one. You should let the viewers decide.
No, no.
Are you going to not let your viewers decide?
Yes.
Are you afraid?
No.
Yes, you
Nobody ever comments on the videos. Every time we've done that, nobody has except for myself.
Well, here's your opportunity.
It's not going to happen.
And it can't be you.
Here we go. Then we're not going to ever get a thing. We need to have it, and let's put it this way.
Nope, you need to...
No, you're wrong. It's my channel. I get to decide. This is how it is.
So you're afraid?
No, I'm not saying...
You're afraid of...
I'm not saying I'm afraid, but listen to me here. It's simple. I win because this car is just better. Would you rather have a McLaren F1 or a Bugatti Veyron?
We're not talking about them.
Would you rather have what one?
Bugatti.
Exactly. Listen, here's the Bugatti. It's faster. It's 10 miles an hour faster than the McLaren.
How about liking the styling better? I don't care how fast it is.
Too bad. You said the Bugatti, so that means I win. I win.
Not because I didn't pick it because it was faster.
I win. I win. You just said the Bugatti. This is the Bugatti. That's the McLaren. It's 10 miles an hour faster. That means it's better. So I win. I win.
Faster is better.
Yes. Yes, faster is better.
Really?
Yes.
So if you smack into a tree, going faster is better?
No.
What? You just said faster is better. So
in the
faster
car,
better? No.
In a car.
So smacking into a tree with a car going faster is better?
No, we're not talking about smacking into a tree.
So faster, you said so. Faster is not better.
In a straight line is better than it is if you're smacking into a tree. No, faster's not better. If you're flipping over, no, faster's not better. But if you're going in a straight line in a car, in a race, faster's better. I win. End of story. I'm the champion. Boom. Ferrari. Illin. It's simple. I finally get a win in this.
You just got tight because I won the Lamborghini side.
No, I finally get a win in this.
Didn't I win the Lamborghini side?
No, because...
You just said earlier that I won the Lamborghini side.
No, but the Aventador J is an Aventador. So I win!
The Spider is an Italian.
No, it's a Spider. It has not the same name as that one. Because the Aventador...
So if I won the Lamborghini, you won we get the tie.
No, we can't have
tie. You heard it, viewers.
Oh, why do we have another tie?
A split.
Hold on, but you gotta come here and we gotta do something here quickly. We have to do the award again.
Well, you can do this.
We'll do the award in a minute. I just gotta. No, so close. If you're watching, which hopefully you're not because that would be dumb, I made these notes. I took time to figure out every single thing I was going to talk about. So close, so close, so close. Here we go. We had the awards all printed out, but neither one of these gets used because they have a tie. Either way, watch for the second time that we put a tie award up.